What's going on, guys? I'm that cologne guy E, and this is Simply Put Sense. And on this channel, we talk about some of the best and worst fragrances on the market today. And my goal is to help you save time and money without having you smell basic. Guys, I hope you're all well. Thank you so much for joining. Okay. So guys, how are you all doing? I hope you're having a beautiful, beautiful day. It's amazing here in New York. Like I had to wear, I had to wear no jacket, but man, it's beautiful out there. Like Fifth Avenue looks awesome. Guys, welcome. I'm coming to you live from Bergdorf Goodman. And I am really, really excited to share with you some really beautiful fragrances that I kind of overlooked. And I want to make sure you don't make the same mistake I did. I'm really excited to talk to you about a beautiful, beautiful new brand that is very, very under wraps, and it shouldn't be, in my opinion. I hope you're all well. What's going on, VKT? What's going on? Life is beautiful. I cannot complain. I'm doing well. How about you? I hope you're doing great yourself, brother. Thank you all for coming through. Today I was kind of like, what am I going to talk about? Personally, I wanted to like laugh with you all on a couple of TikTok videos that I think are absolutely hilarious. And the last time I did a video laughing at TikTokers and their weird opinions, it was kind of fun, you know? So I wanted to do that, but I decided instead of laughing at people who have really crappy taste, I figured I'd like to share with you fragrances that I think fit people with amazing taste. And this brand, in my opinion, I get, as I said to you before, it's unfortunate that a brand like this doesn't get the type of attention that it deserves. I really, really hate when that happens. When great brands get excuse me, I really hate when it happens when great brands get overlooked. And so I wanted to talk to you all about an awesome house. Today I'm actually wearing one of their fragrances as a scent of the day, and it was probably the most challenging scent that this brand makes. And we'll get into why. But the scent of the day for me, guys, is a fragrance called Rotano by Maison D'Etto. Rotano by Maison D'Etto. This fragrance right here, guys, oh, it is special. It is, woo, it is really special. So we're going to get into that. Let's go. Let's just start talking about this brand. So, oh, nice. Supply and demand. What's going on? Your scent of the day is Herba Pura. I don't care. It's still one of my favorites. I mean, why wouldn't it be one of your favorites, bro? It's one of the best fruity fragrances ever made. You could tell it's one of the best fruity fragrances ever made because so many brands want to copy it or are inspired by it. So when brands are stealing what another brand is doing, that's usually a sign that that brand is doing something right, you know? And Herba Pura does fruit right, you know, let's be real. So Herba Pure is a great fragrance. Your taste is, as always, on point, supply and demand. So guys, what do I want to get into? So the brand that I'd like to focus our attention on today is a brand called Maison D'Etto. Maison, the house of Detto, of Etto. The House of Etto. I really don't know what Etto is. I didn't research that. I don't even know if it means anything particularly. But Maison D'Etto is the name of the brand. And when I tell you guys, it's an independent brand launched by a really awesome woman who is a horse lover. This woman, her name is Brianna, forgive me. She is a perfume lover, but her real passion in life was horses. She's been riding horses her entire childhood, all the way up into her adulthood. And she loves perfume and wanted to create a brand that basically married her two biggest passions, perfume and horse riding. And this brand is inspired by horses. And I think I mentioned to you this fragrance line in the past, but I kind of feel like this brand is doing what Parfum de Marly is trying to do. Because Parfum de Marly is also a brand that's all inspired by horses. But Maison D'Etto to me is more niche by a lot. If you're looking for the best niche brand inspired by horses or inspired by the love of horses, I would say Maison D'Etto would easily be the brand I would consider before I even looked at Parfum de Marly. For a couple of reasons. I don't like to smell like other people. And Parfum de Marly has gotten to the level of popularity that their fragrances are a lot more accessible, a lot more known. Maison D'Etto, you say Maison D'Etto to most people, and they're like, who? Where? Huh? Like, I never heard of that. Like, you know what I mean? And that's one of the things that I do kind of find fascinating about Maison D'Etto, because none of their fragrances are what I would describe as easy money grabs, you know? And not every brand can say that, you know? Let's be honest. So while we're talking about this awesome line, I want to share with you the scent that I wore today. It's called Rotano. And I showed it to you already, but this is the bottle again. Rotano, why is this? I'm going to start into this one. Rotano, my scent of the day. I don't know if I should have wore this fragrance today, but I said, you know what? Even though it's kind of warm, I'm going to just go for it anyway. And man, I was already complimented before I even got to the store. And when I got to the store, somebody was like, what is that? Like, that is a very unique scent. And when I heard someone tell me that, I have to tell you, that was the biggest compliment I received all week. Actually, since the month just started, my top compliment for the month of May was that I smelled very unique. That made me very happy because I hate smelling basic. I hate smelling easy. I mean, there's always a moment in time for a fragrance that's kind of on the easy side, the basic side. You know, I have basic fragrances, obviously, and they do come in handy in certain moments. Not every time do I want to smell like art, you know, not every time do I want to smell complex and weird, although that's my preference. But there's always a moment for those easy to wear, simple scents, and oof, this is not one of them. So guys, what makes this fragrance so special? So Rotano, I'm gonna share with you my screen. Rotano is a very unique perfume, and it's one of the only fragrances I've ever owned that actually has um, a horse a horse part in the scent. Like there is literally a horse in this fragrance. There's interestingly enough, I found out from the owner, Brie herself, that the fragrance contains horse sweat tincture. And from someone else I spoke to, the fragrance features horse hair as an ingredient in the fragrance. So you'll find horse hair in this fragrance, and that to some people is a little bit disturbing. But I gotta say, when you smell it, you definitely get that horse experience, but not in a way that's disgusting or if you're an oud fan, this is right up your alley. If you love oud perfumes, Rotano will do it for you. I just found this fragrance to be shockingly unique. And that's not easy to do in today's fragrance world. Unique is very, very difficult to do. So let me show you my screen, guys. Rotano is an amazingly beautiful perfume that was created in 2019. The perfumer is the genius Carlos Benaim, and the fragrance features notes of cypriol, which has like a very leathery style to it, a lot of leather accords, or a lot of fragrances that include leather feature the note of cypriol. So this has cypriol, this has musk, horsehair, myrrh, suede, cedarwood, and frankincense. It's a little smoky. It's very, very warm. There is a freshness in this fragrance for a scent with such dark notes. And it is really unique because there is nothing floral in this perfume. The perfume is straight masculine, although women could easily wear this. This is one of those unique fragrances that I don't think would smell better on anyone unless they really don't like animalic experiences. This is literally the most animalic fragrance in this collection. And when you think about a scent that contains the hair of horse or the sweat molecules that come from that horse hair, this is probably one of the most unique fragrances you can literally experience that hasn't been banned from the market yet. Rotano, guys. It is awesome. Awesome. If you're a person that likes oud, dirty musks, civet, castoreum, those type of animalic fragrances, this is going to definitely be up your alley, and it is awesome. It is, in my opinion, one of the best dirtier fragrances that I could suggest to you at the moment. One of my favorites for now, for sure. And when you go to Fragrantica, and you guys know how I feel about Fragrantica, I feel like Fragrantica is like, meh. Sometimes they're like, they give you good information, and sometimes they mislead you. But one of the things I can say is I definitely agree with this rating. This rating, 4.47 out of 5 with only 17 votes. This brand has been around for 5 years. And this fragrance, which is one of their most notable, only has 17 people talking about it on the most popular fragrance resource on the internet. That is wild to me. It makes no sense how low key this perfume is. It doesn't make any sense at all. Leathery, woody, ambery, musky, animalic, powdery, earthy, smoky. Those are the main vibes that Fragrantica gives to it. It lasts. Look at the trend line. It's definitely going up after years and years of being kind of like everyone's best kept secret. The longevity on this fragrance is excellent. I would absolutely agree with these ratings. And yeah, it's definitely on the unisex side, but it leans more masculine. Um, Interestingly enough, I do feel that this Orca fragrance from the House of Matriarch, I've smelled Orca. I could see how people say this smells like it. It also has a little bit of black number one from Maison, excuse me, from Christy Michelle's line, House of Matriarch as well. But anyway, if you're looking for a fragrance that just will not allow you to smell easy, but you'll smell very expensive and unlike anyone in the room, Rotano has you. Rotano will definitely hold you down. It is pretty damn good. My scent of the day, Rotano. Now we're about to go into some easier stuff, but actually I'm gonna go to more complexity as well. And I mentioned this fragrance on my channel, I believe like on my lives about a year ago around this time. It was definitely one of my spring options for last year, and I love this perfume. This fragrance is called Macanudo from Maison D'Etto. Guys, what makes Macanudo so special? Macanudo is the best scented, is the best smelling grass stain in a bottle fragrance you've ever smelled. It is so awesome. It's just like, I feel like when she had the idea of creating a fragrance like this, I think she was thinking like just riding her horse through a field of green and then falling off that horse and then picking up every grass stain that she could possibly get on her clothing. That's like what this fragrance smells like. The most amazing grass scent I've smelled in my entire life. To me, this is the best grassy fragrance, the best green, grassy type of experience you can purchase right now that I know of. I would put it like that. And I know of a ton of fragrances. Macanudo doesn't smell like anything I've smelled before. The only other fragrance that comes close to doing what this scent is doing is a fragrance from the house Victoria Beckham. Portofino something or other in the blue bottle. But that is easy. This is niche. When I tell you that fragrance, what makes these fragrances different from each other, although they both end off like a grass stain, the Victoria Beckham fragrance comes off nice and happy and pretty and very fruity in the opening. This though, ooh yeah, there is nothing pretty about this fragrance, but it is beautiful. I wouldn't describe it as pretty at all. But beautiful, absolutely. It is insanely unique. Macanudo has notes of bergamot, grass, neroli, hay, jonquil, soil, vetiver, and tonka bean. So literally, this fragrance communicates grass from the beginning of the experience to the end of the experience. It shifts. It comes across very deep and very thick. It doesn't come across like fresh cut grass like a vetiver perfume typically does. This is definitely a lot thicker, and that's why it reminds me of a grass stain, because that scent of grass smearing on something is what this smells like in the best, most interesting way you could possibly think. I've never smelled anything like it. It is one of the most unique green fragrances on the market, in my opinion. Macanudo is not to be slept on. It's a shame this fragrance is not known by more people. It's really a shame. Um, this is not a fragrance that's going to get on TikTok unless somebody with character, somebody with good taste will share it with you. This is like a fragrance that very few people will even mention or even knows to mention. And that's another reason why I love it. One of the best green fragrances you can smell. If you love a green perfume, get your nose on Macanudo. It is special. Okay? So let's see what Fragrantica and Parfumo say about this one. So if you go to Parfumo, again, it shows you the ingredients. No one is talking about it. Look at this. Look at this. 5-year-old bottle, 5-year-old fragrance, no one knows exists. It's wild. Go on Fragrantica. If you go on Fragrantica, I mean, it does give you a little bit more context. This fragrance gets 4.6 out of 5 with 30 votes. 30 votes. It is ridiculous. Grass, bergamot, earthy notes, hay, watery notes, narcissus. You notice how Fragrantica's notes are always different from Parfumos? It tells me a lot about Fragrantica. Fragrantica is a little bit, I don't know about that, but I do find it fascinating when you look at the long-lasting, well, the performance factor I do pay attention to, and this fragrance again has really, really good performance. It is, in my opinion, perfectly unisex. The fragrances that people say it smells like, it does not. It does not smell like Vetiver Fatal. It does not smell like Bal d'Afrique. It does not smell like Vetiver Tonka by Hermes. I don't care what these people are saying. This smells the most niche of all of those fragrances, which says a lot, you know. Although all three brands are a lot more commercial than Maison D'Etto, I honestly feel like if you're looking for a niche green fragrance, you absolutely must experience Makano. It is that serious. If you go on Parfumo again, very nothing to say. You know, it's kind of crazy how this fragrance brand gets no attention. It's unfortunate. But anyway, two amazing fragrances, like my two top scents from the house. My third favorite fragrance from the brand is an amazing fragrance called, and guys, man, do I like this fragrance a lot, a lot. This is called Durban Jane by Maison D'Etto. Durban Jane, guys, is ridiculous. This is out of the three, those two that I just talked about previously, Rotano and Macanudo, perfectly unisex. Although Rotano definitely leans more masculine, they're both definitely on the unisex side, with one leaning more masculine than the other. Durban Jane probably leans a little bit more on the feminine side, but by a little bit, not too much. This is not what I would describe as a pretty fragrance, a feminine fragrance. Durban Jane is just amazingly fresh, very, very unique, fascinatingly beautiful. I know I'm going in on these, like, you know, but it's just like I really love this brand, and I really feel like this brand is doing something so needed. So what is Durban Jane? Durban Jane is their take on musk. It's a musky, fresh scent with iris, labdanum, orange blossom, pink pepper, ambrette seed, which is a natural take on musk. It also has cedarwood and sandalwood. It does not smell like Santal 33, thankfully. I'm a real big fan of Durban Jane. Durban Jane to me is just, wow. It is just really beautiful. When I smell this fragrance, it too has a very green expression to it. The iris in this fragrance adds to the vegetal nature of the fragrance. It doesn't smell like uber clean, but it is one of the more unique, fresh, green, musky experiences that I've smelled. Like, I don't know of musky fragrances that are doing what this fragrance is doing. I just find them to be really, really beautiful, very special experiences that must be experienced, that you have to try. Durban Jane is just special, guys. It's a special fragrance. It's probably the best selling fragrance from the brand, which is not saying much because, of course, no one knows about this brand. No one talks about this brand. And guys, you know what, real quick, let me get into this real quick. One of the things that really kind of irks me about the social media aspect of perfume right now is, and this is one of the reasons why you constantly see content on Instagram, on Twitter, on YouTube, on TikTok. You're always seeing content that's repetitive content. And the reason for that is because of these damn algorithms. These algorithms force content creators to talk about the things you're searching for. So brands like Maison D'Etto, is not being searched for by a lot of people on these social media networks. And that's one of the main reasons why most people don't talk about them. And that's unfortunate because it feeds this loop of brands just being spoken about that you already know about. And that's weird to me because to me, influencers should be influencing you to try new things, to step out of the comfort zone you already know about. You know, that's what I think an influencer should do. But the sad part about it is being an influencer in this moment is kind of like it doesn't allow you to be yourself and think for yourself. You're kind of having to do what gets you looks and clicks and views, and that typically are, you know, the Francis Kurjan, Parfum de Marley, Creed, Le Labo, Byredo, the been there, done that brands, the brands that are excellent, the brands that in my opinion are beautiful and brands that I absolutely enjoy, but brands you know about and brands that are like literally beating a dead horse to listen to on TikTok at this point in 2024. So brands like Maison D'Etto, unfortunately, because they're not searched for, because they're low key, because they're not searched for, the algorithm is not going to benefit me right now for talking about them. No one is going to know this video once it's uploaded. Once this video gets done, once this live gets on my channel, it's not going to get a ton of views because no one is searching for this brand. And that's unfortunate. But I have to do something. I have to be the change I want to see, you know, in this industry, in this climate, you know, of social media. Like, I need to be the change I want to see. I want to see brands like this talked about. So I'm going to talk about this brand and brands like this going forward more often. Again, Maison D'Etto, definitely, this is one of the best clean, musky fragrances that won't have you smelling like another brand's perfume. You're not going to smell like musks that you know. You're not going to smell like musks that you own. Durban Jane will absolutely have you smelling so damn good. This is perfect for the heat. It's amazing. It goes from day to evening like nothing. So if you're looking for a really niche musk, get your nose on Durban Jane. Come to Durban Jane. Come to Bergdorf Goodman so I can give you an awesome experience included in that experience and show you something you definitely need to know exists, guys. And now, the next fragrance I want to talk about from this insanely beautiful house is my #1 tuberose fragrance of the moment as well. Guys, this fragrance is called Kanan or Kanan, whatever. This fragrance is sick. This is tuberose. I sprayed it on my finger. Now, I love this so much. I don't normally get with tuberose because I feel like tuberose comes across like something my mom would wear, you know? I dig tuberose, but sometimes tuberose can come across very, very stuffy, serious, mature, feminine, kind of like a cougar's perfume, you know? That's kind of how I smell. When I smell tuberose, I think, oh, she's a girl, you know, she's gonna, you know what I mean? It's a cougar's perfume. It's sexy too, so it kind of makes sense. But I gotta tell you guys, Kanan is one of the best tuberose fragrances you've never smelled. You've got to know this perfume exists. I don't care, you gotta know this perfume exists. Kanan is a novelty to me. It is novel in the fact that it doesn't smell like other tuberose perfumes. A lot of times when I smell tuberose, they're expected. Kanan, unexpected. It's sweet. It's thick. It's green. It's very, very, very green. There is, and I feel like most of these perfumes are very green. And of course, again, you know, think about like riding your horse through a field. You're literally smelling not only the experience of a horse, but the environments in which they thrive. And I don't know what the hell Kanan is reminiscent of a horse about. I don't get the connection between Kanan and a horse. I would be if I were to guess, I would say that Kanan is a name of a special horse in Brianna's life, the founder. But whew, my goodness, guys, let me just get into this one. So why is Kanan amazing? So this perfume has cardamom, pimento leaf, neroli, tuberose absolute, oud, tonka, and woody notes. This is not your dirtiest. This is not a dirty, oudy fragrance. I don't want you all to think that. And you really, really have to like get to the dry down to even perceive the oud in this fragrance. But the oud in this fragrance is adding texture, adding depth to the fragrance. Oh my God, guys. Like this is, whoa, 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 whoa. I really don't know how people don't know this exists. I am absolutely blown away that this is not like in every, like, I'm shocked that this isn't like in everyone's article about amazing tuberose perfumes, sexy fragrances for all year use. Like, it doesn't make sense. It really, really does not make sense that this fragrance isn't on everyone's lips. It is a freaking awesome tuberose fragrance. It makes carnal flower feel dated. And I love carnal flower. I think carnal flower is a legendary tuberose fragrance. This kings it, queens it, whatever way you want to put it. This clears it easily. Kanan is, in my opinion, of course, Kanan reminds me of a Ramon wait a minute, Manigal. Ramon Manigal fragrance. They have a tuberose that is also beautiful. And it smells similar to this, but what I really enjoy about this one, what I really, really enjoy about this fragrance is the spice, is the woodiness of the base. There's not a ton of florals in this tuberose fragrance. It's neroli and tuberose. Those are the flowers. There's no fruit in this perfume. It's cardamom and pimento leaf. I really don't know what's giving this fragrance its sweetness. It could be that it's coming from the tonka. There's a creaminess. There's oh my gosh, my gosh, my gosh. This is a tuberose that a man can easily wear. This is a tuberose that's going to get you a ton of positive reactions. Um, I'm, it's magnificent. It is fantastic. It is everything positive. think of a, think of an amazing, think of an amazing word and you can apply it to Kanan. Um, I'm curious what the hell Kanan refers to. That's what I'd love to know. If you go in Fragrantica, and you know I'm not a Fragrantica guy, but again, if you go to Fragrantica, you will see, look at the ratings. 18 votes from a fragrance from 2019, only 18 votes. But those 18 votes, at least 15 of them were a perfect 5. That is what you're talking about in Kanan. 15 people gave this fragrance a perfect score. And they have similar ingredients to Parfumo, so that's a good sign. It's going up in trend. It's moderate to long lasting for most people. And it's considered a unisex fragrance, although one person said it's feminine. I have to say, I don't think it's feminine. It's not a pretty tuberose. It's a sexy tuberose, though. But this is not a pretty tuberose at all, guys. Like, this is a tuberose, in my opinion, that can go from day to night, that you could wear 4 out of 4 seasons. It defies a moment to wear it. I would wear this anytime I want to smell amazing and unique. This is one of the most niche tuberose fragrances I've smelled in a long time. And you know, I'm smelling a lot of commercial stuff lately. This is not a commercial tuberose, but I could see how it's extremely lovable. If you hate this, you just don't like tuberose. But it's really hard to hate this. It's just really, really, really hard to hate Kanan. Yeah, that's one of my favorite scents, my favorite discoveries. I am blown away by it. And we're moving on. The next scent that I'd like to talk to you all about, and this perfume is their take on rose. And this perfume is called Carot E.G. Carot E.G. by the house Maison D'Etto. Carot E.G. is slept on. Like most rose fragrances, a lot of people aren't into it, you know. But this is not like your typical rose perfume. Ah, this isn't like your typical rose fragrance. This is not a bathroom rose. This is Turkish rose. Oh man, I gotta spray this on my skin. Um, it's a very earthy rose. There's a freshness here. There's a little dirtiness in this rose. There's a little bit of animal going on in this rose. I mean, I think this is the first time I ever sprayed Carrot EG on me, and I really like this. Wow. 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 See, I slept on it. I slept on it too. I ignored this scent because I'm like, it's rose. It's like when you smell one rose, you smell them all. That's what you think, but that's not always the case. This is really good. This is really good. Wow. Wow. This is really good. This fragrance has carrot, lily of the valley, Turkish rose. Turkish rose typically has a more dark style to it. They don't come across as fresh and dewy and clean as a lot of other roses. I don't get air freshener from this rose by a long shot. It smells it's clean though, but still earthy and still like, it smells like a rainy rose, like a wet rose, like a rose after it rained, and those are like the style of roses that I typically enjoy the most. Wow. Wow. Damn. Let's get into what's in this fragrance. So, according to Parfumo, it has earthy notes, carrot, lily of the valley, Turkish rose, amber, and patchouli, made by the amazing Carlos Benaim. If you go to Fragrantica, it's considered an earthy rose with patchouli, amber, woody, floral, powdery, warm, spicy, soft, spicy styles to it. It's 4.5 out of 5 with 14 voters. Again, very low key. A fragrance people are ignoring, giving you the opportunity to smell better than most people or more unique than most people. Earthy notes, carrot, Turkish rose, patchouli, and amber. Similar note breakdown. This fragrance, different people get different experiences with longevity. There's not been enough votes to really get a clear idea of how long it'll last on most people. But clearly it's not what people would consider weak based on these little few feedbacks. And I have to say, it does not smell like Delina from Parfum de Marly. It does not smell like Noir de Noir. And it does not smell like Atomic Rose. It smells like none of these fragrances, which is another reason why I don't like using Fragrantica, because people literally give the worst feedback. It's like, are their nose broken? It feels like they must be, because there is nothing in this scent that smells like those fragrances. Wow. It's very green, like a lot of these perfumes, and like the cap suggests, it's a very, very green experience. Like, look at these caps, you know? You could literally stack them. Like in my collection, they would literally be like this, just to save space, you know? Um, I'm a huge fan. I'm really, really a huge fan of this line. Carrot E.G. is a sick rose fragrance that I literally overlooked, and I'm a little bit annoyed with myself for doing that. Wow. Yeah, it definitely gets a thumb up. Definitely gets a thumb up. Absolutely. Oh my gosh. Oof, 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 oof. Two thumbs up. I mean, can you do two thumbs up? Okay, just one. We'll go with the one. Um, Noisette. Noisette is the final fragrance from this line. Noisette is a really unique take on musk as well. This is also powdery, very, very fresh, very clean with a musky base. This is another musky experience from the line. But again, oh, not to be slept on. So this smells musky and horsey at the same time. Wow, 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 wow. Um, it smells musky and horsey at the same time. I really love this, and it smells like something that I grew up smelling. Like this reminds me of like my dad's house, like the scent of my dad's house. This is literally what Noisette smells like. It's very, very so like oh, this is really beautiful. This fragrance features magnolia, musk, orris root, lavender, ambret, and amber. And man, I feel like honestly, guys, you got to get your nose on this line. I really am impressed with every single fragrance, and that's not easy to be honest with you. I'm not always a fan of I'm not always a fan of every fragrance a company creates, but I honestly feel like Brianna went really hard when she created this line. Every single fragrance has a point of reference. Every single fragrance is thoughtful and considered. Nothing is a frivolous addition. They're all none. Yeah, they're addictive, but none of them I would say are frivolous additions to her collection. She didn't just make something she thought would be an easy sell. They have, they're artistic, and they're for the person who appreciates art and fragrance. And yes, all most of them are wearable. Every one of them, except for Rotano, I would describe as a wearable fragrance. Rotano is the most challenging, but still wearable. But all of them are wearable, but they're all doing the style that they fit within in a way that's not expected. And that's so impressive. So impressive. Now, that was the note breakdown that I shared with you is according to Fragrantica. Parfumo has a different idea of what's in this fragrance. So, according to Parfumo, magnolia, musk, French lavender, orris concrete, ambret seed, provincial, lavender absolute, and white amber. So again, a very floral musk, a really beautiful, clean floral musk that does not smell basic, that does not smell like a Zara fragrance. There is nothing about this perfume that I would describe as easy. I just think this is another very, very beautiful experience of musk from this house. The other being, the other one being, was it? No, not Kanan. Durban Jane. Durban Jane and Noisette. Amazing perfumes, guys. Absolutely ridiculous smelling fragrances. If you love a musk, ladies, those are probably those three, along with Carrot E.G, I think are absolutely feminine and pretty. But again, I wouldn't just stay on those three. All six fragrances, I would try to see which one works on you. Um, yeah, I just love this brand, guys. Maison D'Etto is a line I think you must experience if you like niche fragrances. If you like niche fragrances that most people are unaware of, that allows you to smell unique, interesting, and distinctive when you walk into a room, you're never going to smell basic with anything from Maison D'Etto. And that damn Kanan is killing me right now, guys. Kanan is killing me. I would love to know what these fragrances will do if you layered them, how they would react on your skin. That would be actually a really unique experience. I'm curious. Let's see what you guys have to say. Do 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 do. Okay, so let's see. Leighton by Parfum de Marley is your scent of the day. Good stuff, bro. Christopher Brown. Ooh, your scent of the day is Hermes Ogivray. Awesome stuff. What is a stallion accord? What is a stallion accord? Richard Baptiste. So they took horsehair and literally did a tincture, which is basically soaking horsehair in fats and extracting the scent or the molecules from that source hair into the fat. And then that fat is then further broken down and added to perfume. And that's how they were able to add horse sweat, horse hair, horse into Rotano. Isn't that quite, that's kind of wild, right? Um, and I know you're probably thinking, like, who the hell wants to smell like a horse on purpose? Well, that's like saying, who the hell wants to smell like a dirty oud on purpose? Or who in the hell wants to smell like dirty musks on purpose? A lot of people. A lot of people with great taste, also. Just got to put that out there. What's going on, Papa Bear? What's going on, Verduesco? So glad I caught you live. Just wanted to thank you again and let you know I was 3 for 3 in New York. Ganymed was a hit. Got so many compliments. Ubagon to back. And Abit Rouge was also turning heads. Bro. So I got to meet Verduesco. He came to the store and I got to show him around. And I'm so glad that you liked all three. Let me know which one you want to get with and I'll make sure to get it to you, brother. It's a pleasure. I'm glad you were happy, man. Papa Bear, what's going on? You're home. Awesome. I'm glad you're home safe, bro. Montrese Levy, what's going on? I'm great, man. I cannot complain. Life is beautiful, you know. Being the fragrance ambassador for Bergdorf has been absolutely fun. I've been having an amazing experience in time. Jason, what's going on? Micah, what's up, Micah? Influencers today just want revenue streams and free bottles. I mean, yeah, that's part of it. I gotta admit, there is a lot of that going on, Jason. And excuse me, Micah. There is definitely a lot of that going on. But I have to be honest with you. I do understand why companies are doing this, and I do understand why influencers are taking it. I've denied a few brands taking their product because I've smelt their work and I didn't really like their line, and I don't want to stand for brands that I'm not really behind. You know, I wanna talk about brands that I would support. You know, and even if I wouldn't wear their fragrances, I have to really respect their intention and their creativity and what they're doing as a brand. Like that has to mean something. Like I have to like that. I have to support that. I have to be able to, with my chest, stand behind that, you know? And I would not do that for a lot of brands. And so that's one of the reasons why a lot of brands don't hit me up or don't send me bottles. And you know, to be honest with you, that's okay. I get a ton of fragrances in my business. Like, I'm always smelling great. I spray a lot of stuff. I don't have to own everything I want these days. That's another thing. And I suggest that to you if you're feeling like you're going through a little bit of fragrance dependency. You don't need everything you like. Enjoy what you own and love what you have. You don't have to have every fragrance. You're not missing out on anything. And besides, the fragrances that you have that you're probably like, I can't wait for the next one. A lot of the fragrances you own, I've said this many times, many people wish they would have it in their collection. So enjoy the gems you have. You don't have to wear and own everything you love and appreciate. Um, Micah, influencers today just want revenue streams and free bottles. I agree. Jason, yes, thank you so much for coming through, Jason. You're the tip of the spear on real art brands, my friend. Thank you so much, Roberto Esco. I really do my best to offer something unique and interesting, and not what everyone talks about over and over and over again. I should do though videos where I'm like Baccarat Rouge and how to wear it, or if I had named all my videos Baccarat and then still talked about Maison D'Etto, I would have a huge audience right now. But that's okay. At the end of the day, if you know, you know, and that's all. I'm good with that. I'm absolutely good with that. I don't make my money off of reviews on fragrances anymore. Like that was, I did at a point that was like a consideration for me, other stream of income, but I, I don't really care about that. Like I make a decent living doing what I do. My career is definitely holding me down. I just want to offer you all something impressive that you need to know about. Making money off of you is not my concern, and getting a bunch of free bottles isn't my concern. It's just sharing with you some cool stuff. A man can wear anything he wants. I agree 100%. Can a man wear this? For sure, bro. Every fragrance that I showed you, a man could easily wear. And I agree with Verdo Esco. Whatever you wear, if you wear it with confidence, you can wear it, period. You know, if you wear a fragrance and it makes you feel insecure, that's not your scent. That's not your scent. But perfume should make you feel confident. Kanan is holy land. Kanan sounds off the hook. Definitely will expand my comfort zone. I appreciate you. Um, the whole line gets the lady. Absolutely. And let me not waste any time. Maison D'Etto, you absolutely get the lady. Give it to me, please. So, guys, that was my little bit of a rant about the awesome brand Maison D'Etto. I think all of these fragrances, all 6 fragrances from this brand, is worthy of your consideration. My favorites, though, Makano, Durban Jane, Carot E.G, Kanan, Rotano. Hell, let's just say them all. Noisette. I like them all. They're all absolutely on point. Yo, E, you think Chanel runs the risk of becoming irrelevant, especially to the younger generation? These other houses are pumping stuff out. What does Poge do all day? Okay, Rob, that's a great question. Chanel just came out with a new fragrance March 1st. It's called Comet. It's a very powdery fragrance added to the Les Exclusives collection. It's kind of modern, but then that powdery vibe definitely takes it to a classic place. But it does smell new compared to everything else they've done in Les Exclusives. It smells like what Chanel would have worn when she was like 30 years old. I mean, they're doing something. They're just not doing anything for men. Chanel hates us guys. So, like, Chanel doesn't like guys. Like, the brand Chanel is anti-male. That's not. They don't make clothes for us, accessories for us. They don't make fragrances for us. You know, they're just beating that Blur de Chanel horse into the ground. I'm looking forward to something new from the House of Chanel also. Like, I'm waiting for Rouge de Chanel, Vert de Chanel, Gris de Chanel, Noir de Chanel. Like, I'm looking for other colors. Give us some other colors, Chanel, please. Like, give us some other colors. We could use them. We really could. But yeah, I agree with you. Scent of the day, Hermes Oud Alazan, courtesy of Bergdorf E. Thanks so much, Jason. I'm glad you're enjoying that, man. It was a pleasure to meet you too, man. Thank you so much for coming through and allowing me to show you some of the awesome fragrances in this store. It was an absolute pleasure. So guys, anyway, thank you so much for joining this. Next week we'll probably go into like some of the funny ass videos that we see on TikTok that I need to kind of like destroy. I'm gonna destroy them. Really, really seriously destroy them. Cause man, I feel like the stuff that you see on there needs to be countered, but I'm gonna seem like a hater doing that, but it is what it is. I feel like the information needs to be heard, needs to be said, and it needs to be said often, so to counteract the nonsense you see on there. But anyway, guys, I hope you're all having an amazing day. I hope you're all feeling a blessed one. I hope you all had an awesome one, and I hope you all smelled like the best person in the room. I'm sure you all did, you know. Anyway, guys, have a beautiful one. Come to BG anytime if you need to. If you need feedback, if you need information, if you need any fragrances from Bergdorf, please hit me up at simplyputscents@gmail.com. That's simplyputscents@gmail.com. Guys, I hope you all have a blessed one, and it was a pleasure chatting with you all. Get your nose on Maison D'Etto, do more research on them, find out about them. I'm telling you, they are one of the best brands you did not know about until today. Take care, guys. Peace.